Have you ever thought about why we celebrate certain holidays? Well, most holidays have some sort of religious significance, but what about the ones that don't? What are Halloween's origins? Where did pumpkins come from? Why do mystery and gloom surround it? Hopefully, by the end of the video, you will have a basic idea. Welcome to Purple Hippo. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. So the basic origins of the day go back some 2 millennials to Celtic times. The holiday is one that is shrouded in mystery, and wrapping your head around the concept at first can seem challenging. However, make sure you stay focused as we are going to give you a fair idea on what the holiday is all about. Anyway, the holiday is in remembrance of a day called Samhain. Samhain was observed on the 1st of November every year. The ancient Celtics believed that on this day, the dead would rise and walk amongst them. Their loved ones, friends, and relatives would all rise and walk the earth for one day of the year. It was believed that when they returned as ghosts, they would cause all kinds of destruction, especially damage to the crops which they would have been farming. So on this day, they would leave their homes wearing masks and costumes in order to blend with the ghosts lest they cause them any harm. There are two popular opinions. One suggests that they dressed up to blend in with the spirits, while another suggests that they dressed up to ward away the dead. Having the spirits roam the earth made making predictions for the Druids a lot easier. Fortune-telling was fairly big at that time, so the Celtic Druids would take the chance to tell fortunes and make predictions about what the future held for them. With the long and dark winters right around the corner for them, you can imagine why the Druids' opinion were held in such high regard. The winters were bitterly cold, dark, and daunting. The people would take whatever advice they could get at that times and not give it much of a second thought. How do we get from Samhain to Halloween, you ask? Well, sit down, because here comes the long story. So, Samhain usually falls around the 1st of November of every year. Now, with the Holy Roman Empire taking over most of Europe, you can guess that they would have made their way up to the Celtic land as well. Under Roman rule, you had to follow Roman order and law. Therefore, the Celts couldn't go around dressing up just to celebrate a day which they believed in, and the Romans didn't. Somewhere around 609 AD, the Roman Empire declared a day to remember those who had passed, especially martyrs and saints who had died in the name of Christianity. Therefore, not only did they make this day for the Christians, but also to appease the Celts who would have liked to remember Samhain. This gave rise to All Hallowed Day. Hallowed is another name for holy or sacred. Therefore, you can see where the name is beginning to take shape from. On this day, people in Europe would mourn and remember all those who passed away and made offerings and light bonfires in their memory. However, according to tradition, the locals liked to dress up in costume and masks just like the ancient Celtics had done on the eve. Now we see how the world is taking shape. All Hallow Day, Hallows Eve, Halloween. So how did we get where we are today though? How did all the European tradition come into North America and make itself such a huge part of our culture? Since America is built on immigrants, in the 18th and 19th century, hundreds of thousands of Europeans came to America for one reason or another. A fairly large majority of Irish came to settle in northeast of the country. Therefore, over the years, their traditions and cultures came to be part of modern culture as we know it today. That's why we have Halloween in America. Where did the parties come from? Well, in the 20th century, people in America used to celebrate Halloween with parades and fairs. However, soon after, the parades would end in vandalism and cause havoc throughout the city. There have been countless accounts in the past where the parade went really bad and there was a mass destruction due to the fact that the celebration got completely out of hand. It wasn't until mid-20th century that a solution came about. Rather than public parties where things could get out of hand on a larger level, people were encouraged to have smaller gatherings in their homes. They also encouraged trick-or-treating as a means to keep the spirit alive. With all this, you can see how the holiday was kept alive and new and improved traditions kept coming and going until what we have today. We wouldn't be wrong to call it a hybrid holiday because of how much it has changed from its original essence. But hey, as long as it still means the same for those whom it matters to, it's alright, I guess. Lastly, surely you would want to know about the pumpkin carvings. For that, we have to go back again to the Samhain. One of the traditions which they had on that day was carving pumpkins, turnips, and potatoes into odd shapes. They carved out faces and made them as creepy as they could to go along with the Samhain's general theme. This is another tradition that stuck around and continues to play a major role in Halloween to this day. In fact, one can argue that one of Halloween's most distinctive features around the world is the jack-o'-lantern. But personally, I kind of find them very creepy. Understanding the roots of some popular holidays is important when you celebrate them every year. You need to know the spirit of what you're celebrating when you do engage in festivities every year. Thanks for watching our video. We hope that you subscribe to Purple Hippo and watch some more of our videos while you're at it. Let us know what your favorite Halloween traditions are down in the comments section below. With Halloween just around the corner, make sure you implement social distancing and have as much safe fun as you can. See you in the next video.